Entertainment Centre, the Sandpit, and here come the masses. They are hoping their team has had the fever break reset and is ready to deliver win after win. Starting tonight against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix inside the Sandpit. We are filling up quickly, and on the Mitsubishi Motors ladder, you can see these teams are the exact opposite. Southeast Melbourne at 9 and 4, Illawarra at 4 and 9. There is Sam Froling. News on him in a moment, but this point last year, they were also the exact opposite. The Hawks were 8 and 5, the Phoenix 5 and 8, so plenty of numbers there, Brad Rosen. Can you make any sense of it all?
Not at all, but good evening to everyone. No, look, what it does say to me is these two teams played in the semi-final come game 3 here not that long ago. So what it does show for Illawarra, there's plenty of time left in the league.
Absolutely. Some breaking news regarding the team lineup. Owen Foxwell and Malik Lewis will not play for the Phoenix. Why, Dr. Rosen?
Yeah, I had a chat with Adam Gibson. Look, both are just minor injuries, a little bit of an illness for Malik. He should be right for Sunday's game. But then if you look at Owen Foxwell, a leg injury, minute-by-minute restriction, we'll see. If not Monday, definitely the next game.
Of course, Illawarra also have a big piece missing in Sam Froling, but there is some suggestion that Sam will make a return in December on, wait for this, Christmas Day against the Kings.
Well, how amazing would that be? We will be there to call that one. And we had him at an interview very recently, and he said he is back and running. He's loving basketball, but nothing else would be better with the fact that Jonah Bolden's gone down. You can now go and get Sam Froling into this team. That would be amazing.
Brad Rosen, you are a NBL championship winning assistant coach. You've been on the whiteboard. What does JaVale McGee need the team to do for him?
Well, what I noticed in this is you have a look at the way they're D'ing up. Look at 4 guys are in the paint when JaVale McGee gets the ball. It really stifles their offense, and what I'm looking forward to see, here they go again. Everyone's been able to do what is Justin Tatum going to do different. So when the ball goes to that man, Davo gets the ball in the corner here. He may hit the 3, but my point here is you can't just stand around and watch. Look at no one's moving. The ball's going nowhere and they turn it over. The key now for Justin Tatum tonight, what changes have they made over the fever break so that they can get everyone involved?
Okay, who else around him needs to step up?
Well, when you look back at last year, I thought one of the best things about them is the way they shot the 3 ball. And Todd Blanchfield was one of those guys. In one of the series against Southeast Melbourne here, he had like 8 threes in a semi-final. This guy is not shooting at the clip that he has been. You look at that right there. That's the one I'm talking about in game 3. If they can start knocking the 3 down, this will now open the court for JaVale McGee. Right now, it's a matter of just sucking in and letting see if they can hit it outside. If he can start knocking it down, if Tyler Harvey can start knocking the ball down, now JaVale McGee can go to work and get his high percentage, and we will see Illawarra come away with the win if they do that. Todd
Blanchfield hit the 3 ball at nearly 40% last season. This campaign, he's mid-20s. Nathan Sobey, his numbers back to what he delivered in NBL 2021, which are his career high. So he's right on the precipice of that. Why is Nathan Sobey having such a good season at 35?
Yeah, he's just a pro. Another guy comes to mind is like a Chris Golding. The way he's able to play the game, he's taking care of his body. He's been very, very well coached by Josh King. But this guy is shooting the ball well and doing what we've seen Nathan Sobey do. We have to remember, this guy is a bronze medalist at Olympics. It's not a shot.
What did you say about the number 35?
It's only a number.
What about 55? Only a number?
That's a much bigger number.
This man, is he the best defender in the league? John Brown.
He's right up there, and I think there'll be times tonight where he'll have to match up on JaVale as well, and they'll have to do that by committee. But the way he gets up the court, the way he gets in, and the best thing I love about him is the way Josh King speaks about him. That's the guy I want. That's the recruit. This man, you can just tell, he's the first man in, he's the last man to leave, and he is the glue and the head of the snake to their defense.
Yeah, Southeast Melbourne renowned for being a defensive team, but from that defense, they are number 1 in the league in a host of offensive stats and second in the league for points scored. So what is a winning total tonight for either team? Let's ask the experts. Andrew Gaze, Derek Rucker, and leading the commentary team, Lee, Joey Montagna. Good evening all.
Thank you, Matty. Thank you, Brad. We'll be crossing to you fellas throughout the night, but looking forward to this one. The Illawarra Hawks, there is the starting 5. But be hoping to get the job done tonight and protect some home court advantage. Won just 2 of 6 this season at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. But it's not going to be easy. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, as the boys just told us, no Owen Foxwell in the lineup tonight. So, of course, Daniel Foster will be getting the start. So looking forward to seeing how he goes about it. Geordie Hunter, the co-captain there, and Wes Awandu, who's been building nicely.
Yeah, I think Daniel Foster, well, he's coming on there. I suspect it's all about Dave O'Hickey and what he means to the Illawarra Hawks and trying to use his size. And he's been really good, Foster, at offensively. Now, that again, the number's not going to wow you, but he is a high-quality player on the offensive end as well.
Thursday Night Hoops, Win Entertainment Centre, as the fever break come at a good time for the Illawarra Hawks to try and reset. And that'll get them off to a nice start inside the first 5 seconds. Hickey will go to the free throw line.
Well, a player that's been hot lately. An ideal start for William Dave O'Hickey. Gets that loose ball, attacks the rim, and Andrew probably feels like he should have finished that layup off. Nevertheless, he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And what a couple of days he had playing for Australia against New Zealand. All but, it wasn't a game winner, but all but a game winner. 1 point up, hits that 3 to push it out and decide the game. And then the actual game winner, not sure he called bank on the shot, but still.
Some might deem it lucky.
But still had the courage to take the shot. He was not going to divert to anyone else and assume the responsibility.
And, you know, to his credit, the stroke, the shot is looking a lot better, looks a lot more fluid, and looks like he can have sustained success with it.
Did we see him come back with more confidence after representing Australia?
Absolutely, particularly with the way, you know, he only shot 3 of 12 in that second game. But just the game winner itself, that would give him a lot of confidence.
Awandu, offensive rebound and finish.
And that's what Phoenix do. They're outstanding on the offensive glass. A lot of good athletes, a lot of length, and they'll spread the floor out. Illawarra will have to do a good job of defensive rebounding.
Oh, first turnover, JaVale McGee just not quite ready for it. Little fumble. And Sobey straight away in transition. And they like to get their 3-ball up. South East Melbourne Phoenix more than any other team. Missed their first couple. And JaVale just goes straight at Geordie Hunter. And we'll get down to Matty Russell courtside. Come in, Matty.
Yeah, we've had a late change to the Hawks lineup. Todd Blanchfield was here for the warm-up. He was set. He hoped to play a pivotal role off the bench, but the Hawks have sent him home for personal reasons. He's left the venue and won't play any role this evening, Todd Blanchfield.
Well, let's hope everything's okay with Todd and his family. And nothing but good wishes to him. What about, Derek, get your opinion on the starting lineup that the Illawarra Hawks have been going with? Mason Peatley, he started 10 of their 13 games. And you've got Peterson, who's, I think, has been very good in his time here. 13 points a game, 90% from the free throw line, a few assists along the way. It's a different look we'd throw at him with that small ball.
Yeah. You know, when you look at the lineup, it would have to come at the expense of either Peatley, in which case it would be a very small lineup, or Swakala Bullock. And I just like the firepower that Peterson Jr. potentially can give you.
There is Tyler Harvey. Spoke to Matty Russell pre-game. Just been off slightly with his field goal percentage, but again, they'll get themselves to the free throw line.
That's another one, Derek, that they'd be looking at and just thinking, I should have made that. I should be going to the line for an and one.
Of course, you can see the Illawarra Hawks uniform there because it is Space Jam Round across the NBL in partnership with Warner Brothers, celebrating 30 years since the iconic film. All 10 teams will be hitting the court in their exclusive Space Jam jerseys, inspired by the Looney Tunes universe. So they are on sale. So make sure you check out the NBLstore.com.au or scan that QR code. Get yourself another jersey.
Joey, the NBL does not miss, whether it's Indigenous Round uniforms or these Space Jam merchandise opportunities. They're a high standard.
They are. Sensational.
Something a bit different. Saw some of Gazy's best acting pre-game.
Oh, God.
If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out, or not. Because now they're off and running. Wayne Swakala Bullock in transition, just a little fumble. It's another turnover.
Don't be buying into the hate, please. You're better than that, Joey.
Iwandu, he pulls up. Comes up short, so none of 3 early. From beyond the arc for the Phoenix.
Well, both these teams, this is going to be an up and down game. The 2 fastest paced teams in the competition. And you can see why. And you do expose yourself defensively, like we saw there when you're trying to play at this pace.
Hunter, who's enjoying a really good season with the 3-ball, but he's missed his first couple as well.
And Joey, that shot is going to be there throughout the game. Teams have had opportunities to shoot the ball really well against Illawarra defensively from the 3-point line. Oh, went with the sweeping hook shot. Throwback to a different era.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar style. That was a shot of a guy that just said, I need to inject myself. That's a tough shot.
Even John Brown, mid-range, which is normally automatic, can't go down. So rough start, both teams. 2 of 10 from the field combined. Most of the points coming from the free throw line. That's better from Hickey to Peatling.
Oh, some concerning signs for the Phoenix in that half-court D to start this one off. And they're having all sorts of problems. They're 0 of 5. They've taken 8 field goal attempts. 5 of them come from the 3-point line, and they've yet to connect.
At what point, Derek, if you're the Phoenix, do you then get into your set and actually try and get a good field goal percentage shot, or do you just keep playing your way? As Jamal McGee gets his first bucket.
That's a great question, Joey, and it's one of the dilemmas that coaches are always faced with. But we've seen this season, Josh King has not wavered off of his position. They will continue to shoot the 3-ball.
They miss again.
Sometimes it takes a quarter and a half after the FIBA break, Andrew, to find your rhythm.
Well, it does. And he'd be hoping to hurry it up when you're on the road. They're certainly having a good crack. And as opposed to that, the Hawks have yet to launch a 3. They're getting some success with getting feet in the paint, the penetration, finishing at the rim. It's been good for them.
Is it genuine, though? 9-day break, a bit scratchy that you just lose
No
a bit
doubt.
of momentum?
I hated anything longer than 3 days between playing games. You just lose your rhythm, especially if you're a player who thrived on skills.
They've done this a few times this season where they'll have some quarters where they struggle from the 3-point line, but they can explode at any stage. And there's another 3-point miss.
1 of 6. They're 1 of 10 from the field. There's a Wondo's thrown up 3 attempts from the 3-point line, yet to get 1. Chance for the Hawks to get an early lead, although Tyler Harvey stepped out of court right in front of our man down there, Brad Rosen.
Yeah, it is in front of me, but I'm just querying this as a situation with Todd Blanchfield out for tonight. I'm just wondering if this is the Gruder game. He's one of those guys that's really energetic. You know he'll be up and in on the defense, but he can score the basket. This could be the game that he breaks out, being that he will probably see more minutes.
They're back after missing a couple of games with concussion. There he is, Dan Gruder. And even Angus Glover, who's shooting the 3-ball at 40% for the season, comes up short. And none of 7 has been the story of this first quarter as Peterson comes on and has an impact straight away.
Well, he will not die wondering. A very aggressive offensive player with a multifaceted skill set. Nice little floater there. Lear looks like he got away with the travel.
The Phoenix rhythm looks in all sorts at the moment, but not for Peterson, who just comes on and goes bang, bang. And Josh King has seen enough.
Well,
He's called an early tangerine timeout as we take the Amy replay.
Drew, you alluded to this as we look at this floater there. Does he deserve, would you rather have this in the starting lineup?
Well, you're always juggling offense and defense and size and a lot of different variables, but sometimes it's just your best players, and he is one of them. He's come on this season, has been fantastic. 42% from the 3-point line.
That works.
That works. 90% from the free throw line.
I know that makes you happy.
I love that. And the fact dropping 3 assists takes decent care of the ball, a couple of turnovers a game. So I think we've seen some evidence that maybe we need to change his role ever so slightly.
And from a team perspective with the Hawks, you talk about evidence. This is the most aggressive and sensible I've seen them come out of a game this season at home. They look really focused. It looks like the break has done them a lot of good. And obviously Dave O'Hickey returning to the lineup looks extremely confident after his FIBA campaign.
Well, there was no one that's wanted the break to come quicker than the Illawarra Hawks, just to regroup, re-establish themselves, get to a better understanding of the method both offensively and defensively. Because I had a sense that Tatum's just still trying to figure out some of the roles of these players.
It was Quentin Peterson coming off 22 points in that 3-point loss to Melbourne United. Last time they played, 13 of those 22 points came in the 4th quarter. And he's continued on the form As we get down to Matt Russell, you're listening in to Josh King.
Yeah, offensively, not too concerned. He said, we're getting good looks. The shots just aren't falling. They will. But defensively, he was irate. He went through 5 elements of their defensive play. No. He said, let's get serious defensively. Brad Rosen, over to you.
Well, as you can imagine, Coach Tatum was very happy, and it was all about their offense. He's very happy with the way they're playing. But it was more the energy. He just said, I want to stay at that energy. Do not drop the level.
There is Coach Tatum.
It's possibly the worst response from coming out after a timeout you could have. A turnover.
Well, this is where Josh King wanted to see the improvement defensive end. And they get a stop, and now they're out and running. This is what they do so well. They turn defense into easy buckets at the other end.
Opportunistic play there. Phoenix get out on the break, and they needed that one. Now 2 of 13 from the field.
There's Wondu has 4 of their 6 early points. Just Peterson looks to be aggressive again and did that easily. Blown by Glover.
Now, we've been lauding Phoenix's defense and particularly the full court stuff, but right now in this first quarter, they have been very porous in the half court.
Wondu laid it off to John Brown, who made it work. Good finish, chance for a 3-point play.
Well, Phoenix right now are operating in a manner where they're just taking points however they can get them until they find some level of rhythm on the offensive end.
I was watching it.
Tyler Harvey will take a break. Illawarra doing a great job of cleaning the glass. 10 to 5 in that department.
You know what John Brown brings at the defensive end, coming off career high 16 points in their loss to the Adelaide 36ers at home a week and a half ago. He'll take a seat.
What a player John Brown's been. An incredible pickup by the Phoenix. Fits perfectly with the system that they're trying to implement.
Hickey just to back up on Glover.
See that stall dribble, Joey, he uses, where it's hard to read if he's going to pass it or continue with the dribble. Did a great job there and knocked down that little Kobe turnaround semi-fadeaway.
Here's Maldonado, also back in the lineup after missing a little bit of time with concussion. 3 ball still not dropping. And here's Greeter. Out and running. And it's going to be waved away, offensive foul.
Don't like this call, Drew.
I actually like it.
What?
Watch, he just stands, he hits it right in the middle of the chest.
Wait a minute.
He's stationary, that's a good call.
Let's have a look at this angle.
Just
That's a no
just
call.
run someone over.
That's a no call.
I'm out.
They're going to challenge it.
Good.
Yes.
When can you take a charge? If that's not a charge, Derek, what is?
Well, that will be decided by the replay center. As I've got doubts, Joey.
Angles can hurt me on the slow-mo replay.
I'm just loving the
He's not even
feistiness between you two tonight. It's
He
good.
was set. He was in there, he didn't move. He just
Okay.
got to his position. I'll be surprised if this... There.
Just can't wait for one of you two to say, I'm wrong. Not sure who it'll be yet.
Wow, it's...
Well, basketball, Joey, both people
Yeah.
can be right, both
Thank
people can
you.
be wrong.
Thank you, Derek.
But this is a tricky one.
It is. I think I lean more towards the charge. The game's too heavily weighted in favour of the offense as it is.
What about philosophically using a coach's challenge in the first quarter in this sort of situation?
Joey,
What's
thank
your
you.
thoughts?
Without a cue, you hit me with something.
Ooh.
I've got a suggestion. If you challenge in the first half and lose, you lose a second half timeout.
Challenge is successful. You were right, Derek.
Drewy, you were right, Drewy. Your challenge is successful.
Drew, what'd you think about my proposal? Did you not like that?
No, I think it's a bit too
punitive?
Yeah, very punitive.
So let's get the Scott Butler for an explanation. Welcome in, Scott.
Evening, everybody. So when you look at the play on its face, the defender actually does make position initially, but there is no contact on this play that would warrant an offensive foul. The defender actually fakes on the play. So we wipe the offensive foul away. We count the basket and restart from the baseline.
And a flop? Did you get a warning for that then?
No, we can't rule on that part, mate.
Well, you just have. You just said he flopped. So I don't know why physically they wouldn't bring that in.
Thank you very much for that, Scott Butler. Great explanation there. Heard it first again.
It is. So we were kind of both right. He was in the position.
I outlined that possibility.
We'll call it.
The block charge is crazy.
None of 9 still for Phoenix as Peterson continues his red-hot form. Quick 9 points in 3.5 minutes.
Somebody better get a body on him and stay tight. Maldonado goes old school. The best defense is going right back at you. Peterson Jr. 9 points in only 3.5 minutes, as you mentioned. Joey's a +8, and again, he is a real asset. Joined the Illawarra Hawks about a month ago and has had some significant moments.
Talk about work in progress. I think Hunter Maldonado is one of those. We've seen enough of his very best as how he could be a real strong impact player. But we haven't seen enough of it. Now, that could be due to the role he's playing and the minutes he's playing. But he's another one that just needs to find his groove. And we've got Burgers.
Early Burgers.
All over the joint in New South Wales.
Fans will be happy there.
Yeah.
Maldonado. Not even close on that second one. There is the Coburn effort. Get the Hungry Jack's app and claim your free cheeseburger. More an issue. They down by 14. They've got some work to do. They're off and running. Alir. Had it stripped by Greta.
Probably not the person you want handling the ball. Greta's coming back at him.
And then they turn it back over. So it's a little 30 seconds or so. Phoenix will slow it down. Maldonado again looks to be aggressive, and that's what JaVale McGee does better than anyone in NBL. Swats it away.
Gee. Wow. This is helter-skelter stuff.
Very carefree.
Now Hickey.
Give it to him.
Aduondo sealed, and even with the help of Geordie Hunter, they couldn't stop him.
Might have been. Looked like there's some
Bit more than help.
contact there.
Glover this time, surely they break the run. And that is their first three-pointer of the quarter after 10 cracks at it. Fair to say they needed that one. Peterson continues to be aggressive and gives the little flex. He's got 11.
Well, Drewy, he's used the FIBA break to the best of his potential, and now he's come out here looking outstanding. It doesn't appear that anyone on the Phoenix is able to contain him.
Glover. Schleicher the bullet and then goes by McGee, but Greta was there. Shot clock almost about to expire. No wonder his tough night continuing, another 4 from beyond the arc.
We saw the advantage of JaVale McGee. Anyone in the paint, they're just happy to kick it back out because of the rim protection that he provides.
Beautiful little play. And there is the synergy and the chemistry that he's building with these Hawks.
And especially with Davo Hickey back in the lineup, and I just love the way Davo's playing. And Phoenix just have no rhythm on this end, and they can't defend on the other.
This time, McGee tried, but committed the foul. Hickey, 6 points, 3 assists and a rebound already. It's a 17-point lead.
It's a good head start. And
well, Drew, your coach's whiteboard, remember?
Yeah.
You had Josh King and you said, get off to a good start, guys. Well, guess what has not happened? The guys have not gotten off to a good start.
Well, the data that was provided, they needed it because they've lost 20 of their last 21 after trailing at quarter time. That's not good.
Well, we also have the chance of going, even though we've already got Burgers with Geordie Hunter at the line, have we ever gone double Burgers in the first quarter?
Well, we need to talk to Jack Cowan about that. We got to either throw in a Slurpee or one of the other beautiful items.
Oh. No, I agree with you. Side of fries, Joey?
I think so. Just 2 cheeseburgers.
Just upgrade to the Whopper. Delicious.
6-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Hickey with ball in hand. feel they will get it to Peterson. He's been the man with the hot hand in this quarter. 11 points. He puts on a little shake and bake. Look at this for a play. That is a man. That is just chock full of confidence.
Oh, my.
What a first quarter from Quentin Peterson. And even the coach, Andrew Gase, has to stand up and admire that one. 13 first quarter points. And the Illawarra Hawks have come to play at home in front of the faithful. They are dominating the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix by 18 points.
Oh, the sandpit is rocking before the fever break. This man, QJ Peterson, had 22 points against Melbourne United. He has 13 in the first quarter against the Phoenix on 6 of 8 shooting. 31-13 in favour of the home team. That is Southeast Melbourne's lowest scoring first quarter of the season by 3 points. The Hawks only 3 points off their highest scoring first quarter of the season. Josh King has just given his team a bake. That's not who we are, he screamed. Brad Rosen, what about Justin Tatum?
It was all about the defence. They obviously are happy with 31 points, but keeping them to 13 points on the back of 20-6 points in the paint and 15-3 on the bench points. It's all about the defence and energy.
They're 13 points for Southeast Melbourne, their fourth lowest first quarter ever in their history. Ever. Equal fourth lowest. So they need to get moving, and that's not going to help what they see at the defensive end.
It's the ease, though, Joey. They're 14-19, and now they're just turning over. This is getting real sloppy by the Phoenix. Surprisingly so, I might add.
Derek, you'd know this better than most, but there would be something in the back of these Hawks' mind. They got beaten by 40 by this team back in round 5. There's got to be something in that they were going to come out with a vengeance.
And you put in also to that mix the fact that they were blown out twice in the past month on that floor. And they're coming out here. They got pride. There's some champions on that floor, and they've got a great big man in JaVale McGee. That's a foul. And the addition, though, of Davo Hickey and him continuing to find his game presence and his game legs, Andrew, you can see it's only going to raise all the other boats in the harbor.
Just there, man. Yep.
Brilliant stuff by you. You're informed, Derek. But anytime you got a guy that's almost 17 points, 8 and 8, they are terrific numbers.
Oh, my.
It's a little backflip by JaVale McGee, but the pass, the delivery, the recognition by Davo Hickey.
He's disappointed. He missed that. They just look clunky and out of sorts here, the Phoenix. Can they get something going in this quarter? Hunter has let a couple fly. He's been in good shooting form. We said with that 3 ball, and he gets it to go.
Well, shows the confidence he has because he's already missed a couple wide open ones and pretty open there as well, but still had the confidence to go ahead and make it. Jamal McGee, they are having some problems with the big fella in any pick and roll situation.
Sobey just for 2 points so far. He might need to get going. Hunter, we spoke about the 3 ball. Oh, he's made 23 threes this season, which is almost the most he's made his whole career. And Derek, out of any player in the league that's made 10 3-pointers, he has the best field goal percentage from the ball, 50%.
Well, he's 2 of 4 tonight, and the first 2 he missed were really good looks. And it's good to see that he just didn't put the gun back in the holster. You got to keep pulling it when you're that wide open.
Well, pre-game, our own Matt Russell caught up with Nathan Sobey to talk about this matchup.
Well, Nathan Sobey, you carried the hot hand into the FIBA break, and that break is a time for reflection and assessment. How did you assess your own game during the last fortnight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can break it down a little bit, but overall it's what we're doing as a group and as a team. And unfortunately, we took that loss to Adelaide going into the break, so it was a chance for us to reflect on that and see how we can be better moving forward.
I dare say you personally would have preferred to play through the FIBA break, such was your form. To what do you credit the great start to the season, Nate?
I mean, just us as a group on what we're doing. We know how we want to play. We know what we're trying to do on both ends of the floor, and Josh puts that game plan out for us and makes it pretty simple.
Derek, you've seen Nathan Sobey closer than most. Is this, you think, his best season in the NBL?
This one or the year that they lost in the
21?
Yeah, that one, or also 1 year with Jerome Randall down in Adelaide. I thought he was sensational. That was more when he was on the rise. But I think this year, when you look at his playmaking, his defense, and the fact, Andrew, that the team is being successful, I think this is his best season.
That's the key, isn't it? Sometimes you can get your numbers, and they're your numbers, and there's not much else to it, but they're meaningful numbers this season for Nathan Sobey.
Brad Rosen, you were listening in?
Yeah, I was listening to Illawarra there, and it's been a change-up straight away. JaVale McGee is out. They're boarding Gritter, so what they will end up doing is having Peatland Macing on Hunter. They want to rotate, and if there's any switches, they're really designating Hunter to be shut down on the three-point line.
Foster, Awandu. At the baseline, and Hickey wasn't going to allow it that easy, and they're off and running. Gritter. Peatling trying to create a little lane, but great defense from Geordie Hunter. 4v4. I want to get it to Brown. Again, good hands from Lani Swakala-Bullock.
There was a lot of hands, and you can see that by the look on Brown's face, he anticipated a call. Drew, I think there's a little energy shift in the game.
It is, and that's what can happen. You knock down a couple of threes, you start to see the scoreboard ticking over, and you become a little bit more motivated. Shouldn't be the case, but somehow it can be infectious, and it's going to continue to grow with Jonathan Brown now with a fairly basic underneath out-of-bounds play. And
catches Peatling helping off too much.
A nice finish. This is the most aggressive I've seen Wes Awandu. 3 of 8. 8 field goal attempts already.
And here they are. They're starting to extend that pressure up the floor. We'll see how long Tatum will keep Peterson on the bench, Joey.
Yeah, a little surprised that as the tide starts to turn, we haven't seen him out there immediately.
Here's Harvey. Shot clock down to 5. Gritter will have to let it fly. A chance for the Phoenix to get it back to single digits. Sobey, patient. And then Hunter with the offensive rebound and tip back.
Just like that, it's a completely different ballgame right now. They're getting back to what's made them so successful, the aggressive attack on the rim, and they're getting some stops.
No fear going on the road. 5 and 2 on the road this year. They've won their last 4, but Harvey gets to the elbow.
Geordie Hunter's such a good player in that pick and roll right there. He mixed it up and slipped nicely to the hole, and that created a driving lane.
Well, Geordie Hunt is, Derek, he's a completely different proposition to how you have to play him now, because he can now make the three ball.
Yep.
The first few years of his career, you could leave him out there completely unattended. Now you got to respect the three ball.
Oh my. Tried again, 2 of 5. There is Brown helping out the offensive end. And just the hustle plays. And they keep scrapping, they just couldn't finish. There's certainly been a shift in energy.
And
that's not going to help. Points will count. Geordie Hunter's arguing it was on the floor, but Peterson continues his red hot form.
Well, he picked that ball up, Andrew.
Yeah.
The contact was made. Phoenix couldn't make it happen on that end of the floor after a few offensive rebound and putback attempts. And right here, that's a foul, picks it up, finishes.
Clearly an N1 too, no doubt about that. Picked it up from a long way out. Ooh, I like the Space Jam. Speaking to John Brown during the week on the radio, he rates this the most physical league he's ever played in. He's played all through Europe, and he said that, and he pulled off his shirt and showed us all the scratches, and he said he's never seen anything like it.
Well, it's interesting, Joey. Not only is it a physical league, but the pace is so fast. Even though it's not as fast this season as some people want us to believe, it is still a fast-paced league, and a lot of three-point shooting and a lot of open-style, free-flowing basketball.
Well, the difference this season as compared to others, three-point shooting in general is down a little. Now, but I'm sure by the time the end of the season comes around that they'll even itself out. It's going back to Derek's boats and floating or whatever he was talking about.
Thank you.
But that eventually will happen.
QJ Peterson again.
Oh,
Stop it. Give me some words.
This is sensational. This is Bryce Cotton-like in the performance that he's putting on.
18 points, 8 of 10 from the field.
And the thing is, Joey, as Maldonado knocks one down, DJ Mitchell knocks one down, but it's not like the slick ball handling is creating a lot of separation for Peterson Jr. He's still making a very tough contested shot. Whoa.
Pass from Harvey was magnificent. JaVale McGee gets himself to 10 points already.
They got some problems. They need to figure out their strategy and how they're going to deal with the on-ball screen, because JaVale McGee is giving them nightmares on the roll.
Almost another turnover. Maldonado. They're going to continue to fire away. And then DJ Mitchell giving a bit off the bench.
DJ Mitchell is someone who we saw in a couple of games receive some harsh coaching by Josh King for some defensive blunders. But to Josh King and Mitchell's credit, they both move on quickly, and that's one of the benefits that Josh King provides as a coach. He can score on you, Joey, but to give you a chance to come back and correct it quickly.
Yeah, and his play and minutes have been highly inconsistent.
Yes.
It's only in the last couple of weeks that he's got back into the rotation in any form. He's had a number of DNPs, coach's decision.
Let's get down to Matty Russell.
Joey, rebounding will be an interesting watch tonight. The Hawks #1 in the league for boards, as we see JaVale McGee try and get one there. But on cue, it's Southeast Melbourne who lead the league for O rebounds. And tonight there's Angus Glover feeding on an O rebound. The Hawks don't have one. They don't have any offensive boards tonight, just one element. They'll look to improve if they start missing the shots.
Yeah, when you're shooting 70%, there's not a lot to be had.
A little heat check from Peterson.
Deserved.
And again, Southeast Melbourne can just try and even into the margin. They did trail by 18 at quarter time. Remember, Glover just knocked one down from the exact same spot. And there's another offensive rebound that Matty Russell was just telling us about. DJ Mitchell's three ball, not even close. 5 of 21 from the three-point line. And then an easy 2 at the other end.
Now that one will drive Josh King crazy. It wasn't like they had numbers. They just didn't have any focus on what was going on with their defensive transition. Easy layup for Swakala-Bullock.
Glover almost turned it over. Now they got the advantage, 5 on 4. Mitchell hesitated. And again, an offensive rebound.
concerning. 9 offensive rebounds already in the first half by the Phoenix. It's a good response. They're missing shots and a whole lot more aggressive on the glass they were in the first quarter.
McGee easily helps himself to another 2, 12 points, 4 rebounds.
I like how they're using McGee. They're mixing up his position on the floor, some high post hits. They're not forcing it to him in the block, just being very smart.
Sobey again, can't get past McGee. Well, it'll fall to Maldonado. A couple of rough attempts in the last minute or so. Harvey, with plenty of time and space, couldn't finish. And there's the first offensive rebound at the other end. And of course, it has to be Will Hickey, who does a bit of everything.
Joey, let's have a look at the Amy Reid play, because it's at both ends of the floor. We've got JaVale McGee. Oh, that's
a
right. He
goaltend.
hit the backboard, a bang-bang play, and straight away Harvey misses, and Dave O'Hickey. But you need to get the record books out here, because this is 5 of 23 from the three-point line, and we've still got a little under 3 minutes to play in the second quarter.
And Derek, you want to talk about the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. A lot of conjecture about what sort of team are they. They've beaten every team below them, haven't beaten the top teams. How are you seeing their season?
Well, we look at the margin of victory, and these are teams that are not probably going to be competing for a championship. Maybe Perth, Sydney are looking indifferent. So, but if you look at it, Andrew, Sydney 5th, Perth 4th. Those are kind of their only quality victories. The rest, they're just feeding off the bottom of the ladder. Now, look, you got to thump those teams, full credit. But does Josh King want to see some of these teams?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to see them in the postseason. You got to knock off what? You think you're going to see any of those teams in the postseason?
No,
maybe Tasmania, but you got to beat Melbourne.
Yeah.
You got to beat Adelaide.
True. I think there's still a lot of basketball to be played.
Yes.
I still think New Zealand have a chance. I like New Zealand's talent level, and they still can stick around.
Yep.
So that's one that could turn out to be.
But at what point does that inability to beat a top-level team start to eat away at your confidence?
Oh, for sure. But they want to put themselves in the position where they're vying for one of those top 2 spots, and worst case scenario, be in that top 4.
Let's get down to Brad Rosen.
Yeah, I was just listening to Coach Tatum, and he just was talking about the defensive end, and then he started to go on offense, and what I loved is he said, I want open threes, not heat-check threes. Fantastic comment by the coach. Over to you, Matty.
Well, and Malik Lewis, DJ Mitchell has just hurried into the rooms, troubled by an arm. His left arm just hanging by its side. I'll update you when he gets back to the bench.
Joey, you heard Brad mention the shot selection. Right now, Illawarra is shooting it at 66% from the field, and that's basically off of a lot of mid-range and a lot of points inside the paint. They have not taken a lot of three-point attempts, only 6 to date.
It's a 5 of 24, Derek. That is...
Drew, you know how they play.
Are numbers that, like I said, I'm not sure what the highest number of three-point attempts ever in a game. I reckon they're going to be on track.
I believe it's 54 Christmas Day, Melbourne United at Sydney.
Excellent work. And it's, well, they're certainly on track, but the problem is they've only made 5. But getting them up, it's not a nice record to have.
I know, but if this is how you play, you win off of volume, high-quality three-point shooting, and outstanding defense. To the point Joey asked me earlier, what do you do when that's not working? What's plan B?
We might have to find out. Good violation. Shot clock to be reset.
And I think that's what Josh King's recognised, judging by the comments of what he wants to see in that last time out. And the words and advice he was providing sounded like they were absolutely necessary.
Trailing by 15 again. They get an easy bucket from the inbound play. That's twice. John Brown has been able to feast. He's got 8.
Joey, you still feel like it's a competitive game, though, because of the effort that Southeast Melbourne play with.
For sure. And they only need to string together a hot streak of threes, and they're right back in it.
That's the thing. At some point, the ball will start dropping. Only 28% from the field they're going at. They get another opportunity, another turnover.
Offensive foul. The on-ball screen.
JaVale McGee picks up his second, and he and Tyler Harvey have 2. Haven't had too many whistles in this first half, which has been good. Maldonado finds Aliir.
And I think as Aliir matures, he'll understand that he can suck McGee into a shot fake, get him off his feet and go by him. Just kind of rushed that when his timing wasn't good with that shot.
It's their 3rd personal for the quarter. So it'll be Hawks ball inside the final minute.
Here we go.
2 and 4 at home this season, the Hawks. They need to get rolling. It's been a great first half. Can they finish strong? This man's had the hot hand, 18 points. Heatling. Not the right shot attempt and gives the Phoenix a look in transition. And again, some good active hands. And then McGee takes 2 steps from the free throw line and he misses a couple of bunnies.
He just was rushed into it. Didn't need to rush. Could have just gathered himself and
one dribble and slam that thing. Decided to go with a little bit more finesse and just missed that finger roll. And he'll sit out the rest of this second quarter.
Can't believe it.
Let off for the Phoenix and an opportunity.
Oh, right. What are we seeing? Oh. Gee whiz, no pressure, completely unforced. Turnover.
And I think that's, oh boy.
Like this.
Wow.
I coach my sons under 10s and I yell at them if they do that, Drewy.
That's right, simple. Watch the ball. That was more about perceived pressure than actual pressure, thinking that there's going to be something there when clearly there wasn't.
Well, Tangerine timeout, so it is a chance to remind everyone about Hoops Fest, which is coming up January 15 to 18. And of course, the answer, NBA legend and icon Allen Iverson will be there. So make sure you get your chance to grab your tickets now at hoopsfest.com.au. Scan that QR code, take a family over for a holiday if you can. Or if you're over in Western Australia, make sure you grab some tickets. It will be an excellent weekend of basketball.
One of the few NBA greats, Andrew, that you could say became cultural icons right across the globe. And Allen Iverson had such an influence on society as a result of what he was able to do on the basketball floor. One of probably the 5 greatest players at 6 foot or below in NBA history.
Oh, for sure. And there's a cut named after it, Iverson cut, when you go from one wing to the other across the 4 and 5. And he made a living of working on that 45 and creating off the dribble.
So they do check McGee back into the game. Here's Harvey. Seen that so many times throughout his career.
It's not easy either. He makes it look easy, but that push shot is really tough, and he does it so efficiently.
So for all the Phoenix effort in this second quarter, they still only eaten into it by 3 points as Hickey goes down hard.
We often say this. See that Nathan Sobey is 75% responsible for that offensive foul.
Agreed. No, well, they didn't blow it that way, but it could have been blown that way.
Yeah, that was against McGee for the push.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you're correct in concept. Sobey goes too early before Hunter is established.
Yeah. She didn't, from that angle, didn't look like a huge push.
Yes, the other angle maybe showed it a bit better.
Yeah.
Now they have to question the decision to bring McGee back in. He's now got 3 personals.
Oh, I'd be taking him out. So I know it's only 1 possession, and he's probably going to be on offense, but you don't want to even have the risk of an offensive foul.
Well, yep, they have taken him out. Looks like they brought Greta back in. I just don't know where this game's sitting at the moment, Andrew.
Well, it's clearly in favor of the Hawks, but Phoenix have done enough to be well and truly in it. This is not a comfortable 13-point lead.
So if you're shooting 28% from the field in a half, Drew, you're seeing that as glass half full.
Absolutely.
And positive to come out of the second half.
On both
can't
sides.
Get much worse.
You're not going to get much worse than 28%. By the same token, it's unlikely the Illawarra Hawks are going to be at 62% plus at the end of the game either. So there's a chance for some benefits at both ends of the floor.
Well, a big part of their shooting the first half has been this man, QJ Peterson, who finishes the half in style with 20 of his own points, leading all comers and giving the Illawarra Hawks a very handy 15-point halftime lead.
Timely performance in that first half by QJ Peterson. This team really needs this game, and he's come out strong in this first half.
Let's get down to Brad Rosen, who has the hot hand.
Yeah, I do. QJ, 20 points on the buzzer there. How you feeling? Look like you've spent the last 2 weeks really priming yourself for the rest of the season.
It's go time. I mean, the first few games, y'all saw out of shape QJ. These last 20, however many we got, y'all gonna see the best QJ.
It felt like you really let Southeast Melbourne back into that game. A nice first quarter, but they've got that there just a little bit back into this. How you feeling with it?
It's a game of runs. As long as we weather the storm and get back to doing what we did to get us the lead, we'll be okay. We're just boxing out on the defensive rebound and limiting their offensive rebounds. They're number one in the league in offensive rebounds, and cutting down our turnovers and continue getting good shots.
Thanks so much. Good luck for the second half. Well, make sure you join us on the other side of the break. The Illawarra Hawks, they're up by 15, but this is certainly not game over.
At 4-9, the Hawks needed to string some wins together off the back of the fever break, and they have started on the right note, leading Southeast Melbourne 54-39 at halftime as round 11 of Hungry Jack's NBL continues. this man here. We'll talk about him in a moment, but Brad Rosen, the match stats, pretty good for the Illawarra Hawks, especially when it comes to their shooting.
Well, you just look at that field goal percentage. That is just unbelievable. And what I love is out of the 38 shot, there's only 7 threes. So what that tells you is they're getting good stops, they're running, they're moving the ball, and they're getting good shots inside. And that's a real key. Where you look at the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, they're just not shooting the ball at all.
Yeah, the Hawks shooting above 60% and Phoenix below 30%. QJ Peterson leads all scorers to half-time, 20 points. His NBL high is 22 twice. He almost beat that in the first half.
Yeah, look, you know, listening to Drewy and Ruck in the conversation, you can just hear them in the commentary. Should he be starting? What a powerful thing to come off the bench. 9 of 13. They're not forced shots. They're very good shots. He's not doing anything that he shouldn't be doing, and that is the punch they really needed. We spoke about it before at tip-off that they need a Blanchfield, or they need someone to knock down the shots. And of course, Toddy not here, but that guy stepped up in a big way.
He was a prodigious scorer in his last significant stop before the NBL. That was in China with the Xinjiang Tigers, where he dropped the 3 ball for fun. Plenty of them from the hands of QJ Peterson so far this season, and also tonight. Now, JaVale McGee has started with a bang in his NBL career. Again, very solid tonight.
I think it's been solid without being powerful,
yes.
And that's what I've loved about this. They haven't forced it. You can see that they've changed their game plan, and we spoke about that at the beginning of the game. When he's setting screens now, like that one from Davo, where he was able to slip the screen, but he's setting screens and he's able to be a big target down low. The 3 fouls is a little bit worried, that last 3rd foul at the end of that 2nd quarter, but he's a pro and he'll be fine in the 2nd half.
Bench points is interesting as we have a look at the numbers there for JaVale McGee, thanks to Blackmore's 10 extra points from the Hawks bench compared to the Phoenix, who are #1 in the league for bench points. Is that explained by no Owen Foxwell and no Malik Lewis?
Yeah, and that's a big loss. You take out 2 very quality players here, so everyone's got to play a different step, and that's where those bench points are not as ingredients as they used to be. And when you have a guy like, you know, QJ Peterson coming off and scoring 20, well, that's where it comes from, but they're certainly missing those 2. But right now, I think Southeast have got to get back to getting up the court and putting that pressure on defensively, and also they need Nathan Sobey.
And the other injury concern in that first half was DJ Mitchell. He was forced into the rooms with a buttocks problem. He's got a sore bum, basically, but he is okay. That's been worked on, and he's set for the 2nd half. You can get home tonight, put your feet up, and be entertained by more NBL hoops from the West. Lockie Reed, Damien Martin, good evening to both of you. What are we set for tonight in the West?
Well, Matty, this is absolutely going to be a ripper. It is, of course, Melbourne United taking on the Perth Wildcats. Damo, Melbourne United have no fear of this arena. They've won 10 of their last 12 here at RAC.
It's an incredible record. I can't even give you an answer as to why they stack up whenever they head out west, other than Dean Vickerman, the way he coaches, their style of play. It stacks up on any floor, doesn't matter whether it's home or away. And guys like Chris Golding, they're not rattled. They will score anywhere, anytime, and it's correlated in 10 out of the last 12, like you mentioned. I don't expect tonight to be any different other than a close game. And if you're here with the Red Army when we have about 12,500 people later, you're hoping the Wildcats can at least make it 10 out of the last 13 and snag themselves a win.
And very quickly, of course, Perth nearly beat them over in Melbourne. What do they have to do differently to get the win here?
Yeah, they're right in that game. Execution down the stretch let them down. Melbourne were fantastic at that end, but they've got to win the possession game. As corny and as boring as that sounds, they need to out-rebound Melbourne United. They need to force them into some turnovers and make sure at the other end they take care of the ball themselves. So possession game is so important tonight because every possession will matter. So they've got to get on the boards, get some rebounds, get out and run.
Well, Matty, one team just takes it 1 game at a time. I'm taking it 2 games at a time because we're here in Perth again on Sunday as well, which is going to be pretty exciting.
I'm glad you mentioned it, Lockie. What a weekend for the Wildcats, Brad. I'll get your thoughts on this in a moment, but you go top of the table United tonight and then Adelaide on Sunday, including a player who is on the record as saying, I've got an institution I want to torch in the West. So what are we set for on Sunday?
Well, I'll let you into a little bit of a secret. Damo and I are actually having Bryce Cotton over for dinner on Saturday night at Damo's mansion. What do you got? Got some rump steaks ready to go?
Look, I don't know how secure Bryce's contract is with the Adelaide 36ers, but we're going to give it one last crack. That by Sunday he's wearing a Wildcats uniform instead. So it's whatever Bryce wants is whatever Bryce gets.
Yeah. No, it could happen. Could happen, Matty. He could be actually in red on Sunday.
I will wait and see if there's steaks at Damo Martin's place. You can bet you it's the best Wagyu that you can find in the West. That's all ahead. The second half coming up next, where the Hawks lead South East Melbourne by 15 points. Derek Rucker, Andrew Gaze and Joey Montagna right after this.
Third quarter about to get underway. Win Entertainment Centre. The Hawks leading the Phoenix by 15 points. Here with Derek Rucker and Andrew Gaze. And Derek, we take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors live ladder. Illawarra, they can jump up to 5-9, and with some possible, pretty winnable games coming up. Is this the start of getting on a bit of a roll back after the season?
Well, it definitely is, and if you look at the talent and the personnel that Justin Tatum has on this team, they certainly have a really high ceiling. And you look at the next 5, some very winnable games in there, especially with 3 of them being right down there at the Wynn Entertainment Center.
Every win's tough in this league, but you're right, as far as ladder position, there's a couple there that go into as the favourites, you'd think.
And Joey, as we get to this second half right now, Illawarra Hawks, they had 38 points in the paint in that first half.
Yeah, they've got to take care of business tonight. South East Melbourne Phoenix, if they can just get a couple of these 3 balls to drop, they're going to give themselves a chance with their effort. Harvey again finds McGee, which he's done a number of times in this game. That's the easiest of buckets.
Good pass. Size matters, and he was just too big.
5 assists for Tyler Harvey to go with the 6 points. Here's Hunter. He's knocked down 2 of the 5 threes in that first half. The Wondu swatted away by Hickey. Doing it at both ends. And Swarker the bullet, but a good finish. Not the start the Phoenix were after.
2 runouts there by Illawarra. The long lead pass to McGee for a layup, and then Swakala Bullock one-on-one finishes over the top of Sobey. Phoenix under the pump.
There's no Owen Foxwell. He's got a cork thigh. Still no Malik Lewis. So it's going to have to be some others like the Wundu who might be able to get them going.
It is, and that can't be underestimated as well. And I know I don't want to make excuses, but they are 2 significant players in their rotation. You build squads for your depth, and they've certainly got that, but yeah, 2 pieces that are hard to replace.
Well, Foxwell gives you productivity, and Lewis just gives you a body and effort.
And versatility on the defensive end.
The hustle continues on the offensive board. There is Owen Foxwell. Hopefully he's back on Sunday for the throwdown, but if not, it'll be next Wednesday. They have 2 home games in Gippsland against Tasmania and New Zealand. Here's Harvey. Been working really nicely with McGee. This time finds Hickey, who travels. 9 turnovers for the Hawks.
And Harvey's been solid today also. 6 points, 5 assists. And we saw him perform so well last season with the super versatile star guard Trey Kell. And if Hickey can kind of elevate his game in the direction of which Kell played last season, that makes Harvey's job a lot easier.
There's Mitchell. No wonder just decides to go it himself. And they continue to fire away. That won't count.
And this is I think a big time for Nathan Sobey. 0 of 7 in the first half. He's been a star this season, and find a way to get him going, because he's one of those guys, when he sees a few go through, boy, he can string a whole bunch together in bunches.
And he lifts the temperature of your team. Other guys really get confident off the back of his performances, and you can see on offense they're kind of stagnant because they don't have a dynamic Sobey. As Hickey just blows by Foster on the rim, has a little murmur to him, probably something of the effect, "You can't guard me."
Well, Foster, okay, he's got to do a better job, but all 4 other Phoenix players completely ignored the ball.
There's Mitchell again. Nice finish. He's contributing. 6 points off the bench.
Josh King's looking for something on the offensive end. He's scrambling with his substitutions.
And there's a steal. They are the best in the league, and they're off and running. And the other end, Swarker the bullet. Referees looking at each other.
There was a hint that they thought that after slapping it might have come off Mitchell, and claimed that it might have been the leg, but that was straight out of bounds.
Whistle. Mason Peatling, his second.
Josh King has decided to go much smaller and have John Brown, the third, play the 5 and put Jordy Hunter on the bench, even though Jordy Hunter's been one of their best offensive players.
Johnny Narkle checks in for the Hawks for his first minutes of the night.
Drew, if they could just get a foul on McGee and make it his 4th.
Yeah, he's a presence. 7 boards, 14 points in the contest so far.
There is Sobey, finds Awandu, continues to fire away, 1 of 7 at the 3-point line. Hickey just waits. McGee starts at the 3-point line, gets inside, and he'll draw the foul.
For a man of that size, Andrew, he has so many positions on the floor which he can be a threat from.
Yeah.
We've seen him be able to square up and shoot the 3. He can put it on the deck a little bit. He can run some high elbow hits, decent passer.
Well, square up and shoot the three was not really part of his repertoire until latter stages of his career.
Well, I don't think he was permitted to try that out in the NBA.
That's right, and that extra little distance, I think, might have caused him a few more issues. But he's good enough where, at the very least, you've got to respect him.
Makes 1 of 2. We'll get down to Matt Russell.
For the Illawarra Hawks, with Harry Froling entering for the home team, averaging 5 minutes per game, but shooting the ball fantastically, really efficient, nearly 60% from the field. Let's see how he goes in important minutes. And just repeating that news earlier, his brother Sam Froling expected back, hopefully, Christmas Day against the Kings in Sydney.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a boost for the Hawks? Great return as Tatum's turned to his bench, deep to the bench, with Markle and Froling, and Brown couldn't get it to go, but Awandu gets the tip in, and the offensive rebounds are keeping them in it.
Well, Awandu thought about that open 3 ball he had, made a rush pass as Hickey finds Narkle, backdoor cut. Drew's happy.
No, well, that's just the defense falling asleep.
Well, right now, they know they have to press up, so they're open and vulnerable to that type of cut.
No, that's true, but I don't even think he was in the lane. That's the issue. It's just that awareness. They're just not engaged like they normally are. But you know what? Like we keep saying, that they are hanging it around, and this is a long way from being in the book if you're a Hawks fan.
Peterson now will head to the stripe. It's slow to get to his feet.
Amy replay.
See,
look at that.
It's just too much separation, and he's too high, and you're always going to be exposed when you, for a back cut, when you're that far off your man.
Leading scorer, 20 points for the game. And of course, the Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup presented by Disney Plus is turning up the heat. Head to nbl.com.au/Ignite Cup for all the updates, including the ladder, as we edge closer to the inaugural Ignite Cup winner. And it looks as if the New Zealand Breakers may have booked themselves a ticket to the Gold Coast, Feb 22. Make sure you scan the QR code, check out the app.
Tough game last night, Joey. Parker Jackson Cartwright continues to be a menace to the Sydney Kings.
Oh, my word. Sydney in very winnable positions for a long period of the game.
21 of his 24 points, BJC in the second half. John Brown just continuing to hustle away. That's his 6th offensive rebound.
John Brown's the sort of player, you put him in any team and he's going to be a great player because of the hustle plays. And sure, the jump shot doesn't have the same length as what you see with a lot of guys these days, but there would be not one single coach in Australia that wouldn't love to have this guy on the team.
Saw the numbers there, 16 offensive rebounds to 3 in favour of the Phoenix. But
he got more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds.
Just struggling to get the ball in the basket at the moment, still shooting at 27% from the field.
I don't think I've seen that many times my time in basketball, Andrew. More offensive rebounds than defensive.
Well, at 64%, there hasn't been as many opportunities.
And there's Hickey feeding the big fella. Harry Froling on the board.
Great work there by Dave O'Hickey to use Froling at the high post. Hickey lost his man and was able to create an easy opportunity.
And this is some of the best ball movement of the night for the Phoenix, but again, it's John Brown just trying to clean up everyone's mess. And then the Hawks turn it over. So, Drew, that's now 31 three-point attempts for the Phoenix. They average 34 a game. So they are well and truly going to go by that. It's almost like the more they're missing, the more they're shooting.
Well, down by 20 midway through this third quarter. You may as well keep going to the well now.
And Dave O'Hickey, 5 of 6 from the field, but it's the 7 assists that has stood out.
You don't want to be decisive about whether they should continue to fire the 3-ball or no?
I think that they have curtailed it based on what we saw in the first half. So they are looking at some other options. But you're right, there'll come a point in time that now when the margin's so great, you do have to get hot.
Got to get them up.
And You know, they're making some inroads. 6 of 31, though, doesn't instill a whole lot of confidence, but they do have some players out there that can catch fire.
Well, what dropped division, Drew? Game high 20-point lead at the moment. They haven't really looked like eating into it. There's a couple of Hawks went upstairs to try and block Sobey, but the foul was called.
Sobey attacks the rim hard, and he had designs on dunking on the whole crew. When he takes off of that left foot, one of the best one-foot leapers in the game. Good contest there by Narkle, and Hickey just get a piece of Sobey's arm.
Still yet to make a field goal, Nathan Sobey. Zip of 8 from the field. He's only 2 points of 10 free throws. It's 12 points this season low. So it's in danger in this one.
And Drew, you're right. This game, it seems like it's going at a faster pace and there should be less time left, but there's still 4 minutes to go in this quarter. And realistically, we know the threshold's kind of that 12 to 13 point mark at the end of this quarter.
And we've seen enough of Phoenix this season to know what they're capable of doing. They're capable of getting up in the lanes. They're capable of getting some turnovers, some transition buckets, and then the missing piece to that is the 3-ball. And they need to test the maturity of this Illawarra team by putting some scoreboard pressure on. Getting a 7 or 8 point run. Because right now, Illawarra are playing they're playing freely. It's like they're playing with the house's money.
Sobey, career low, 73% from the free throw line this season, but makes both of them. And they've got to try and get some stops. As Derek just said, give themselves some sort of chance at three-quarter time. Hickey again was looking for the backdoor cut from this time Peterson. And now he calls up Foley. Shot clock down to 6. And he decides to go alone, and they do get that stop. Here's John Brown. Got Narkle, and then a great bounce pass inside for Maldonado.
What a find.
And sometimes, Andrew, you get a player like John Brown who plays so hard on the defensive end. Sometimes his skills of this nature are overlooked. Look at that dime to Maldonado.
Yeah, beautiful. And it's a poor foul. Just giving him an extra one. He did miss a couple in the first half. Oh, my.
Oh, boy.
An offensive rebound off a free throw.
Offensive rebound number 8 for John Brown, the third. Make it 9. Oh, this man, the effort. Derek Rucker, he must take a bow.
19 offensive rebounds.
He's got 9 of them. Incredible from John Brown. He just needs his mates to start making a few more shots. They're back within 14. They are in touch. Although this guy's had the hot hand all night. A new PB for QJ Peterson. He's up to 25 and 10 of 14 shooting. Sobey draws the foul. Right in front again of that man down there, Brad Rosen.
Yeah, just watching DJ Mitchell here. He's come off and he's had a cut in his finger. There is the blood rule and he's changed the singlet, so he is into number 40 now, but I'm sure he'll be back on. He's had that bandaged up and he'll be fine to go.
Joey QJ Peterson Jr. have been the antidote all night.
Yep.
Anytime Phoenix threatened.
Well, that was that little bit of pressure I was talking about. They cut it to 14, and then he just comes up, steps up, and knocks down a 3-ball.
And the degree of difficulty,
the pressure
Drew.
valve just gets released.
Yeah, but he's hitting some tough shots.
John Brown, the third, comes to the bench. Jimmy, how long have you been around basketball for, Andrew?
60 years.
Have you ever seen someone have 9 offensive rebounds and no defensive rebounds?
Oh, and it's very rare that you'll see.
John Brown, the third, 9 offensive rebounds, hasn't got a defensive rebound.
Plus, as a team, and it's a reflection of that, they've got 19 offensive rebounds, only 15 defensive rebounds.
He's deserved his spell. John Brown, we just saw there on the bench, as Sobey misses.
11 of 18 now for the Phoenix from the free throw line.
Well, we know the Phoenix win games by shooting it well and a lot from the three-point line, forcing teams into turnovers and offensive rebounding, as Sobey clangs two.
Just said not his best year from the free throw line, career lows, the percentages, and they're an important couple that he missed. Narkle tries to throw the lob for McGee, not the right decision there. And Maldonado ran into trouble, able to get it to Awundo, and now find himself in the corner, relocate and finish.
Big shot there by Maldonado.
If they could somehow get this just under 10, just get it under 10 at three-quarter time, they would be giving themselves a good chance.
They'd be ecstatic with that. They were down by 20 only a few minutes ago. Got to stop this man, though. But ambitious.
Highly.
He's 10 of 15 from the field. He's had a spectacular game. But again, Andrew, as you just mentioned, there's a little bit of caution required at the moment on the offensive end for the Hawks. They need to continue to execute.
Geordie Hunter. We've spoken about him shooting the three ball, and it's back to 11. And still a minute 40 to go in this third quarter. Oh, McGee throws it down and just stifles the momentum. Sobey, who's trying to force it a little bit, wants to be aggressive. And it'll stay Phoenix ball.
Peatling tries to get on the rim. Thought he created enough contact, but just the sheer size. Excellent timing there from McGee. And you young bigs, what did he do? Right to the front of the rim.
Well, that's right. And Alier just needed to be a bit more conscious. Just needed to turn around and box out a meter earlier.
Well, you got two choices. Like you said, either box out or jump higher.
And catch it and smack it away somehow or other.
Glover checks in. Maldonado starting to heat up, although that pass was picked off. Good hustle from Alier. Gets the ball back for his team. Glover. And again, some good hustle from Alier.
This is outrageous.
It's scrappy, but it might work out. Maldonado with all the time and space. Couldn't finish. JaVale McGee with the rebound, picks up his 11th double-double of the season. Almost turned it over.
That's an 8-second violation, Joey. Good job there by Alier. I like the season that Alier has had. He's been good on the offensive glass. He's really shown in some key moments for the Phoenix this season. And a nice little passage of play there. He contested for the offensive rebound, got the Phoenix another possession there. He creates a turnover.
Mason Peatling and JaVale McGee with the ball-carrying duties in the backcourt.
Probably not the wisest move. Is that what you're getting to, Andrew? Uh-oh.
That'll be a foul on Greeter.
11. Guys, line up. 5 shooting 2. We're in the bonus.
And they're in the bonus.
Joey, the atmosphere isn't as joyous down at the Wynn Entertainment Center as it was, say, 20 minutes ago.
But you feel the nervous tension that's out there for the Illawarra. And it's only going to get a little bit tighter. If Glover can knock down these two, makes the first.
Brad, what are you seeing down there courtside?
Yeah, I just listened to you guys saying the atmosphere is now, and I completely agree. You can just feel everyone's on the edge of their seat just wondering, are we going to go to 17 points up here or is it going to be 9? Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, they just are a couple of shots away, and I just haven't seen the energy that they've given throughout the game, but I think they can produce that in the fourth. And for Illawarra, well, they've literally played 7 guys. I know 2 other guys have played a couple of minutes, so this could be a very intriguing fourth quarter.
Oh, Peatling, play facilitator, throwing it up for McGee, who's got 19 and 10.
Well, Andrew, Peatling says, watch your mouth.
Thank you. He did. Great ball handling skills. Creativity by Peatling.
A little left-handed lob as Maldonado. Can't get it to go. They just need 1 or 2 of them to drop.
QJ will have the final say of this quarter.
He wants the ball in his hands. He's got 25 points. Yeah. Had a foul to give. Smart play from Maldonado. Don't want any foul trouble for the Phoenix.
Let's see what Illawarra spontaneously come up with here.
It will be QJ.
Oh.
Ali was able to swat it away, and that'll close out a quarter where the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix are slowly pressing, and it's a bit nervy at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. And of course, it is Space Jam round. And look at JaVale McGee getting upstairs. He's got 19 and 10, and he's leading the charge. The Hawks, they are doing it comfortably by 13.
It's a pensive sandpit crowd heading into the final quarter here. Their team led by 15 at halftime. They were out by a game-high 20 in the third quarter. We're about to start the fourth with the Hawks leading by 13. Justin Tatum in that last huddle said, we've worked too hard over the last 2 weeks to let this slip. We are not losing this game. Brad Rosen, what about the Phoenix?
Well, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix were all about one thing. We are right there, and let's just make a run here, and they will be tight. So look for them to get the shots up as they just shoot a three there. And there's going to be a foul called. So that's a great start to Glover. It's all about the energy for the Phoenix.
Glover can get this to 10 points. Derek, you are a stat man. There are some real anomalies with some of the numbers that we are seeing tonight in this game.
There certainly are, as we see Swakala Bullock just run into Glover. But, Drewy, some of my critics, you being one of them, say that I'm prone to hyperbole. But there are two things that are going on in this game I've never seen before. One, 21 offensive rebounds by the Phoenix, which is more than the number of defensive rebounds they have at 17. And secondly, 38 three-point attempts to the Phoenix for only 10 by the Hawks. I've never seen a disparity that great.
Yeah, well, it's a real difference the way these two teams have gone about it. And only the 10, which is light on even for the Hawks. But it's been effective. 61% from the field for the Illawarra Hawks, but now things just start to get a little tighter for them.
11-point game. They're far ahead of what I'd kind of projected.
Certainly game on. Harvey, there was a three-point attempt. They've only made three, the Hawks. They've all been to QJ Peterson. Harvey yet to make one, and then he's had it stripped away. And Glover should be able to help himself to an easy 2, and it is in the single digits.
And, you know, Phoenix can do this to teams. Now, often when they wear you down, Drew, it results in a blowout. But maybe it results in a comeback here because they are fighting hard.
My word, they are.
And it's off the back of the defense again. Another steal and turnover. Maldonado. Ooh. Crossover was nice. Wasn't able to finish the play. Aliir slotted away again by JaVale McGee. That's his 3rd. Leads the league in blocks, and we've seen it again tonight. Tyler Harvey looking for something. Instead decides for a tough pull-up too. And Peatling cleans it up.
Good individual defense there.
Tyler Harvey, you can tell in the start of this 4th, trying to inject himself in the game. That was only his 5th field goal attempt, 2 of 5.
And a undo. And that is danger signs. He was 1 from 8 up until then. He's now got his 2nd, and it's with 8 points as we have a Tangerine timeout. Well, they only needed to see a couple of them start to go, as you've both been preaching all night. And 2 or 3 of them, Derek, and it's going to be game on.
Andrew, we've played enough basketball to be able to relate 100% to what's happening with the Illawarra Hawks. You forget how you got the lead.
Yeah.
A few things don't go your way. You turn the ball over. The other team gets out and gets some easy opportunities, and you're trying to figure out a way to build on that lead.
100%. They had some opportunities when they were 17-20 up to really make it tough, but to the Phoenix's credit, they were able to find ways to just hang in there, scramble their way through it. Now their defense is picking up to another level. The equation becomes a whole lot harder to make those shots when you've got this type of scoreboard pressure and defensive pressure that you've got to deal with.
Well, we've been talking about the 3-ball all night for the South East Melbourne Phoenix team. There is the Mitsubishi Motors 3-point leaders. Nathan Sobey hasn't made one tonight. Angus Glover's been able to knock one down. And all of a sudden, if they can just get that ball to drop, they are absolutely an opportunity to create one of the biggest upsets of the season, or one of the biggest comebacks anyway. Down by 20. They were midway through that 3rd quarter. They're within 8.
Not sure why Peterson in this situation, but there's a solid response coming out of the timeout.
We will get down to Matt Russell. You're listening in during the timeout.
Justin Tatum will be delighted with that. His last couple of offensive plays before that, he said, no, not what we're after. Get it inside. We're going inside. We need a bucket. They do that. They find McGee. They got what the coach wanted, and they're about to inject QJ Peterson as the 3-ball falls to the Phoenix. Brad Rosen, down to you.
Love the Phoenix timeout. Luke Brennan, the assistant coach, walked in and said, this is why we play the way we play. We run teams off the floor, and 4th quarters are ours. Get your big boy pants on and let's go play.
Well, down to 7 now, and an offensive foul was called against the Hawks as Peatling comes down, and that's a bad call. Maldonado does a great job of selling it.
I tell you, that's an area they need to look at. The flopping on screens these days. There's now there's a bit of contact there.
They've eaten this lead down to 7. No wonder. Not quite. It was a good look. Here's Hickey. Just a bit too aggressive. Was there on JaVale McGee.
Jordy Hunter hasn't been utilized a lot in this 2nd half. King has decided to go with this smaller lineup. But I would imagine, Drew, in the next couple of minutes, you got to go back with Hunter. He's got 14 points. Been pretty efficient on the offensive end.
And the Hawks, you feel, look to get inside again. That's Coach Tatum's instructions. It's Peterson who tries to do it himself, but again, they've cranked up the defense here, the Phoenix, although they won't get possession. We'll stay Hawks ball.
Only 1 second, 1.3 seconds left. I don't think that ball hit the rim.
It didn't. Good defense there by Awandu on the sizzling Peterson. Got a piece of it. And Phoenix are unlucky.
They are just going to check the shot clock to see how much time is exactly remaining. We'll go to 1.6.
Drew, do you need someone on the ball here?
I think so. It helps, particularly when there's such short amount of time.
They're double teaming McGee. It might be Tyler Harvey. Or it's going to be Peterson.
That was too easy.
And if you had someone on the ball there, that pass is a whole lot tougher. I can understand why they were concerned about McGee.
Brown has gone down. And I would never think he would flop. He's a tough cookie. So we'll just take a look. It was a forearm or an elbow into the ribs.
Doesn't look like a lot in slow motion, but if you get someone in the right spot in the ribs with the elbow, that can knock the wind out of you. And he's a tough cookie.
I don't know if they can hear me. I have no acknowledgement yet.
Particularly if you're not bracing for it, not expecting it.
Yeah, he's not one that's just going to take a dive all that easily unless he got cracked in there. Now it's not a lot of contact, but they are going to review it as a potential unsportsmanlike. You can see he's just trying to hook his arm around and just catches him in.
And Andrew, I think you would agree with me here. You'd be disappointed if this was upgraded.
100% you would be.
It won't be upgraded. It'll just stay as a regular foul.
It wasn't a dirty play. That's just a regular kind of reflex motion
trying to get
by
up
a
the top
guard.
of the screen.
Yeah. So nothing malicious in that. Just unlucky for John Brown. The spot of contact.
Some more bruises and scratches, Julie, for John Brown. You're talking about.
Yeah, well, he said it. He called it.
So shot clock's down to 4. Aldonado's going to have to try and create something. John Brown, it hasn't quite worked for him tonight. That mid-range. He's 4 of 12 from the field. He had some good looks. And normally, as we said earlier, that's automatic for him. And now Alir. Another steal and turnover and fast break opportunity.
Terrific pass to finish off that break.
Peterson just, I think we've got a technical foul on the bench.
Oh, wow.
Peterson just trying to milk the foul. Just thought there was contact.
Well, he hooked him there, so he could have gotten drawn. He could have gotten blown for the foul.
And that's a good no call. I don't think there was any contact. They come down there, it's compounded by a technical. We've got a 6-point ball game.
Tatum is fired up. We've seen this before.
And one of the hardest things to do in basketball, and Joey, I know you see it quite often in the AFL, is to switch momentum, try and resist what is going on. And right now we're seeing the Illawarra Hawks, they're looking for something. How do we slow this team down?
Well, they've imploded. They've got 17 turnovers.
True.
And you got the Phoenix, who across the game is only shooting it at 30.8%, and it's a 6-point ball game.
The energy shifted in the arena.
That could have been 3 in the key for mine. McGee was camped out in there for a while. I know it's rarely blown, but this one goes in favor of the Hawks. Now's plenty of time.
Heaps of time. That's 17 turnovers to only 6 for the Phoenix. Outstanding job by the Phoenix. And a lot of those turnovers, as we've seen right throughout the course of the season, have been forced. To sit 9 steals to the Phoenix, who average 10 per game.
Here's Peterson. Awandu all over him. He went for the backdoor cut from Harvey. Another turnover, another steal. Glover just handle.
Just slipped out of his hands. Wide open. Couldn't ask for a better look for a quality shooter like Glover.
And then Hickey this time finds Harvey baseline. And he makes it fall.
Well, Sobey just called ball watching.
Potentially a 5-point turnaround there, as Glover had a great opportunity to catch and shoot a 3 in transition.
This is not a game that Sobey's going to look back on with great interest. 0 of 10 from the field and just a couple of defensive breakdowns.
Let's get down to Brad Rosen. Your thoughts, Brad?
I want to talk about Nathan Sobey. He is 0 of 10 and he hasn't had a great game as another 2 to the Phoenix. But you just feel these last 5 minutes, it could be his. He's the guy that can win games. You know he's not going to be scared to take the shot. My money's on Nathan Sobey. Well,
you're right, Brad, and that's also coupled with a high level of self-belief as the Phoenix come right back at them.
Glover with a strong finish. And that is 19 turnovers to Illawarra Hawks. Skazy, you've been speaking about it. They are just coughing this up. It's as close as we've been since the opening quarter.
Well, this is the Amy replay. And there's a hustle play. And they come up with it. And although Awando can't do it, there's Glover with the putback.
And again, the pressure. Whether that results in turnovers like it has here in this second half or just fatigue, Andrew, they found their way back in this game.
That was their 22nd offensive rebound. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, just 7 of the Hawks. Sobey hasn't shot well all night.
He felt he was fouled on the shot.
Get away with it there, the Hawks.
Well, the Hawks could be considered lucky here because I believe the Phoenix want this to be reviewed. They feel that this went off of McGee's hand last.
Well, they're going to have to challenge it because it's not in the last.
They will.
Minutes. They are deciding to challenge it.
So Josh King will challenge the call. Of course, remembering Southeast Melbourne trailed by 18 at quarter time. They trailed by 15 at the half. They were down by as much as 20 mid to late in that third quarter. They are back within 4 points. And they're trying to see if they get possession of this ball.
Oh, that's a tough one to overrule.
What? It comes off McGee.
It's off McGee.
Doesn't Brown? Yeah, maybe. Hey,
come on, Goat.
I'm trying to see Brown. Yeah, from that angle there, it looks clearly comes off McGee, doesn't it? Well, I don't know if it's clearly, but it does look more McGee than Brown, that's for sure.
So this game's going to go down the wire. Don't go anywhere, because straight after this, we're heading to RAC Arena.
That angle there is not as conclusive.
So what are you going with, Drew?
I think it's off McGee, but I'm given the last one we had.
But I hear where you're coming from because you're going on the proviso that there's not enough evidence. Yes. Now, I'm not going to agree with you. I just think this is going to be Phoenix's ball.
Yeah. Challenge successful. You're right.
Call from Josh King. So big final 4 minutes. And then, as I said, we're heading to RAC Arena after this Perth-Melbourne United.
But, Joey, give credit to John Brown. John Brown went over there vehemently and protested with Josh King to go for the review.
Yeah.
And you know with my belief in players is really low.
Yes, justifiably so.
Matty Russell, what are you seeing with the turnovers down there?
Turnovers, and more of them, Joey. You've been talking about it. The Hawks worst in the league. The miss there from Angus Glover, the rebound, Jabal McGee. 15 turnovers per game for the Hawks. 20 tonight already. Their season low is 26 against the Sydney Kings. Their ability to improve their ball handling through Will Hickey and others could decide this game tonight and their potential of playing in the postseason.
Now they need to protect the ball here. Close this one out. Led from basically start to finish. Sobey, is this the one? Finally! And what an important time to get his first field goal after missing his first 11 shots.
Brad made the very valid point. He's not going to shy away from Nathan Sobey.
Oh, boy.
And there it is again.
This is
2 in a row. You betcha. And all of a sudden we are tied up at 84 apiece.
Turnovers are absolutely killing the Hawks. Self-inflicted wounds, and now Sobey's come alive. Back-to-back 3 balls, tied at 84.
Everyone is stunned. And who is going to hold their nerve for the Hawks? The momentum now with the Phoenix.
Well, Drew, I asked you several times in the first half and then in the third quarter, do you stop shooting the 3-ball? And the answer is a resounding
no right now, because it's turned. We always said that they have the capacity. The evidence this season is that they can turn it on at any stage. But Peterson just says, no, sir, I'm on fire. I'm having a career night and I'll help myself to 3.
Thank God for QJ Peterson, 30 points. Sobey now, starting to feel it. He's starting to feel it.
the athleticism, the smoothness, knows that the Hawks are worried about his 3-ball now. First, we'll look at Peterson. That's just too easy for a guy with that talent. Comes off and shoots an easy one. Look what he does to Hickey.
Well, 8 straight points, possibly 9 now for Nathan Sobey. This is courageous. When you're 0 of 8, he would have known he was 0 of 10.
No doubt.
This is some genuine gut check, and he's just been able to turn it around.
It takes some sort of mental fortitude. And they've done it again. Well, this is incredible.
What a pass.
Glover. The fine for Brown, who couldn't finish, but he'll go to the free throw line to put the Phoenix in front.
Well, it's games like this, Drew, is exactly why you don't want to coach.
Well, and this is the tough thing. Dave O'Hickey has been a sensation, but right now he has 8 turnovers, and the last 3 have come at his hand in really, really important moments.
Let's get down, Matt Russell.
Biggest comeback of the season, Joey. From 24 points down, Brisbane beat New Zealand in round 6. This would be the second biggest comeback of the season. Southeast Melbourne from 20 down. Midway through the third quarter, they're in front by 1.
And to break their streak, we mentioned early on, they've lost 20 of their last 21 away games after trailing at quarter time. So that...
And not only were they trailing, Andrew, they looked really bad.
Yeah, yes, they did. And Illawarra looked really good.
It's been that man that's looked really good. Peterson, maybe they need the ball in his hands. Oh, almost another turnover. Tyler Harvey, always a man that loves the big moment. He'll never shy away.
Tough bucket. Got to the middle. Was able to elevate into his little floater.
Sobey.
Looked like a foul, too.
11 points for the quarter.
Wow. This is impressive by Nathan Sobey.
Back over to the Hawks. And again, they've done that play a number of times tonight.
It's the 4th wide open back cut with the defense ball watching rather than seeing man and ball.
I know we've spoken about the stats. I won't get it, but Hickey, 14 points, 10 assists, 8 turnovers. Anyone in a triple-double with turnovers?
Yeah, it's a dirty triple-double.
Scores level. Sobey's been the man. He wants it again, and he helps himself again to an easy 2. Sobey taking over.
And people criticize me for having him in the top 10. We're seeing exactly why this guy can just change the nature of a game in just minutes.
He's got 17 points at both ends. Sobey comes up with the blocked shot. What a turnaround. Let's be honest, it was a putrid 3 quarters by Nathan Sobey, but in this last quarter, he has stepped up. He's got 17 on the night. All 5 field goals coming in the last. And when it's mattered the most, Nathan Sobey has stepped up and owned this team.
Well said, Andrew.
An advantage to Southeast Melbourne. Up by 2. Shot clock down to 10. Glover decides to pull up. Another offensive rebound and another 3-pointer. And another offensive rebound. That's been the story of the night. 47 3-point attempts, 25 offensive rebounds. And this could be the dagger.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That's the 26th offensive rebounds combined with 23 turnovers for Illawarra.
It's going to be off Sobey. So for everything that has unfolded in this 4th quarter, the Hawks are going to have possession and a chance to tie or win the game, Derek.
Walker LeBullock does a great job there, Drew. He takes a risk Gets a piece of the ball. There's no need to review it, although we hear they are going to. That came off of Toby's leg.
Clearly. But the thing, it's quite remarkable that Illawarra only trail it by 2 when you think it's 23 turnovers and 26 offensive rebounds. Wow, this is some peculiar game.
But we sensed it.
Absolutely.
We sensed that this was going to happen, that Southeast Melbourne were somehow going to get themselves back into this ball game. And now Justin Tatum, what does he do? We know Tyler Harvey is the man that usually gets them out of sticky jams.
So this is the question. So Peterson's got 30 points and has shot the lights out. Tyler Harvey we've seen multiple times in this situation, and then they've got JaVale McGee. How do you decide where you're going with this play?
In my opinion, Drew, you go to the guy that's done it for you at the biggest moments, and that's Tyler Harvey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think an on-ball situation with Tyler Harvey with McGee, because we saw early in the game that McGee on the roll was also a potent option. So you give yourself perhaps a look at a 3 for the win. Right now, if I'm Illawarra, you kind of need to win this in regulation. Momentum all the way with Phoenix. Now, it's Tyler Harvey is known to step up in these situations as well, but the problem you've got with Hickey is this last 5 minutes, the penetration has not been good for him with the turnovers.
Right now, excellent decision-making is of utmost significance, Joey.
So it'll be Hickey that'll inbound the ball.
I mean, firstly, Andrew, we got to get this ball in safely, right?
Yeah, that's right. And that hasn't been easy this game.
It's McGee they're looking for. McGee, Peterson, can't get it to go. And we're going to get, most likely, another review.
Well, they don't have any challenges left, Illawarra, but every out-of-bounds play on these close ones can be reviewed anyway, so it'll get looked at. The call is Phoenix ball. Let's have a look.
Wow.
Still got it. Who's got a hand on it?
Sorry, we're just reviewing the outcome.
Ooh, that might, you tell me, Derek,
that is extremely close, Andrew. Which way did they call it, Joey, on the floor?
They called it Phoenix ball, I believe.
A Wandu's hand that comes through last in front of the ball. So watch Wandu's hand up there.
There's 2 hands on the ball for a long period of time.
It's this last. There.
Yeah, you're right.
It is going to be an Illawarra ball.
Good eyes, Joey. I did not like that play at all, Andrew, that we just saw.
It was a random play, and it did get a look for Peterson.
I didn't love the look.
Well, he has been shooting it well. True. It's been his night. And as far as a look, I didn't mind. Yep. Only in the context of what he's done in this game. He's got 30 points, 12 of 18, 4 of 8 now from the 3-point line.
So they'll drop another play. Coach Tatum, of course, don't go anywhere. Straight after this, we're heading to RAC Arena for another huge game. Perth Wildcats, Melbourne United. This one has been incredible. Those that are joining us late, Illawarra, they were leading by 18 at quarter time. They led by 15 at halftime. They were leading by 20 with about 4 or 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They led by 13 at the last change, and they have just coughed up possession after possession to the point now where they need a basket to tie or win the game.
Well, I don't know, Derek, in the history of the NBL, we've seen more self-inflicted wounds than we've seen in this game. 22 turnovers, but the kicker, they've got 26 offensive rebounds, only 18 defensive rebounds.
And let's talk about strategy right now, Andrew, because the golden kind of law is at home, you play for a tie and get into overtime. On the road, you play for a win. Let's see if that holds true here. I'd be going for the win myself.
Let's see who gets the ball in the hand. Will it be McGee or will it be Tyler Harvey? It's McGee who throws it down. Great inbound play by the Illawarra Hawks. And it's their superstar import with his 23rd point to go with 11 rebounds that has tied it all up.
How did he get that open?
Well, watch, he lifts up, and then they set a little back screen. Wow. Great design there by Justin Tatum.
Because Sobey had to stay with him because it was Tyler Harvey coming off for the three.
You'd rather give that up, from my perspective, than Harvey coming off of that screen and raising up for a three.
You could have argued switch and just foul McGee. McGee, that's all good and well sitting here. But if you an argument to say we'll switch everything, and if McGee gets it there, just foul him as soon as he touches it.
And now the bottom line is, after all of this fight back, you now have the ball with 6 seconds and a chance to win. You're sitting in a pretty good situation right now if you're Josh King and the Phoenix.
So let's flip it over. If you are Coach Josh King and you're in his shoes, Derek, is it Sobey and let him be aggressive? Is it a play for Glover? What do they look to do?
It's Sobey for me to get downhill, Derek.
I agree, but also don't be surprised if Maldonado makes a play here, because he's probably going to be the one with the least defensive pressure on him. Now he's going to inbound the ball. You know there's a chance of a fake handoff also.
This is plenty. 6 seconds is plenty of time for a number of passes in this set.
Hawks fans on their feet. It does go to Sobey. He decides to go with a tough step back for three. And the game, one of the craziest NBL games we have seen, is going to go to overtime.
I didn't talk about questioning the shot. Right. I like the fact it goes to Sobey. 6 seconds, he shot that like he had 1 second, and he's got Peeling on him. Get to the rim, try and draw the foul. I don't like that last shot.
Yeah, he just rushed himself. I felt he had an opportunity to just dance a little bit, make Peeling react to bounce and get into the paint and try and finish, but wow, what a comeback by the Phoenix.
Has been an incredible fight back, and we're going to get even more of this incredible game.
Here we go, Andrew.
Yeah, there you see he's got Peeling on him, so size is there. He goes for the step back, but he shoot it with 5 seconds left on the clock. And it was really spread. Have a look at where everyone's attached to their defenders, and that split the gap, get to the rim. Could have gone baseline or through the middle.
Javar McGee went for the heave. We've seen him do that after time as we get down to Matt Russell.
Yeah, that timeout there from Justin Tatum, absolutely riding Nathan Sobey. He screamed at his team. He's going left every time. He looked at Wani Swakala-Bullock, said it again. He's going left every time, Wani. You stop him. Brad, down to you.
Yeah, look, the Phoenix are just happy with the situation they're in. They were out of this game, and now they feel we've worked so hard. We are the stronger finisher, and we've got more energy. We play our way in this last 5 minutes, and the game is ours.
Wow, it's interesting because momentum clearly with the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Based on what we saw in the last quarter, but at home, and it's a different proposition when Nathan Sobey is playing basketball.
Well, in the first half, Joey, Illawarra scored 54. In the second half, they were held to just 39.
Amazingly, their field goal percentage hasn't really gone down. They're still shooting over 60%. It's just been turning the ball over. They haven't had that many shots.
Ready? Here we go.
Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have taken 26 more field goal attempts. Will be reset again. Another hectic 5 minutes. And it's Peterson, who started in the first quarter, who gets them going in overtime.
See, that's been an issue all game. That on-ball screen, the penetration.
He has 32. Glover back to Sobey. Tatum said he wants to go left. Alir thought about it. Now Sobey has to get it up. Shot clock about to expire. And that is three-point attempt number 50. You think, Derek, the record ever in a game is 54?
I believe in the 40-minute era, it is 54.
Will be in danger, of course, with the extra time.
Yeah, they're definitely going to surpass 54. They might get up into the high 50s.
Of course, in the extra time, it's 2 fouls before you start to shoot the free throws, before you get back into the bonus. A little different than what they do in FIBA, where it carries over.
McGee has Brown on him, so they decide to exploit that matchup. It was a good play. McGee finishes.
Smart basketball there by the Hawks. Just ship it down into McGee and let him do his thing.
Brandon Colossus again, 25 points, 12 boards, 3 blocks. Aliir gets another one to drop. He had an important one in that fourth quarter.
Well, what about the important minutes of Aliir? Gone with him most of the second half.
The bullet can't get it to go. Just their 15th three-point attempt. Now Sobey kicks it out again. Aliir playing an important role, huge role.
He's been outstanding since the beginning of the fourth quarter. Offensive boards, knocked down a crucial 3.
Yeah, only averaging 11 minutes per game on the season. Already up to a little over 22.
Here's Peterson continuing to set the Win Entertainment Centre alight with 35.
Got to stay connected to him.
14 of 22 from the field. He has been electric right from the start. The one dude now will fire away.
Well, for all their shortcomings in the first half from the three-point line, they have made up for it in this second half.
Too much help, you helped out too much on Sobey.
McGee again, easy as you like.
Now scoring is easy, seemingly.
Trading buckets in overtime. The Phoenix trailed by 20 late in the third. Aliir again. Why not? If you don't mind, he's up to 9.
2 threes knocked down in this overtime period to put the Phoenix up 2.
Yeah, Aliir. Now, this is something that he's accustomed to at the NBL 1 level. At Catch Aliir played with Mount Gambier. He was there in the clutch time.
Yep.
And Peterson will draw the foul.
And it's that mindset is transferable when you get the minutes. Like I said, played most of the second half, big chunk of this second half. So he's into the flow of the game. And boy, has he looked comfortable out there.
He's played over Geordie Hunter in this second half in overtime.
Well, he fills the stat sheet in a lot of regards. You know, he's got a couple of steals, he's got a couple of block shots, 2 offensive rebounds, 2 assists.
Of course, only the second overtime game of NBL 26. The 36ers in Taipans played in that overtime game back in round 9. McVeigh and Bryce Cotton went toe-to-toe. And we're all square again inside the final 2 minutes. Aliir. Feels like he wants the moment. He wants to go again. It's with a one dude. He tried to find Brown the long arms of McGee. Picked it off with ease. And now Peterson, showing all the acrobats and tricks, has 37. 39, excuse me.
Terrific hang time as he eluded a couple of defenders.
Another rebound, and this could be another Aliir 3. Not quite. And now the Hawks just need to keep their heads.
Get it to Peterson.
Exactly. They got McGee, they got Glover guarding McGee. McGee just run to the rim.
The crowd get to their feet. Peterson with a bullet to JaVale McGee. And they have been the dynamic duo tonight for the Hawks.
Smart basketball, Andrew. Got it to Peterson. Let him do his thing, and McGee reads this perfectly. Gets right to the front of the rim. Look at that dime. High and hard, McGee finishes.
Yeah, it was, and again, it's that on-ball screen that's caused a whole bunch of problems. McGee, 29 points. Peterson, 39 points. And as much credit as we give the Phoenix for what they did to get themselves back into the game, what the Hawks have done to completely capitulate and then find a way to dig deep to somehow give themselves a chance in overtime. And then in overtime, they've showed great poise and maturity and been able to knock down some big shots.
They have, and they've probably increased their offensive execution in this overtime period. They've already put up, I believe, 15 points in this extra stanza in just 4 minutes. And a lot of that due to the outstanding play of QJ Peterson, now with 39 points, 4 boards, 4 dimes. What a performance.
Well, I think you asked the question about, or I might have asked the question about whether he should start or not. I think 39 speaks for itself.
Only the third player this season to have 39 a game. Of course, Bryce Cotton's done it 3 times, and Jack McVeigh at 39 in that overtime game against the 36ers. So he's in pretty good company.
Big possession.
What has Josh King drawn up? They go to Sobey. They swing the ball. Glover, tough shot. Hand in the face, couldn't get it to go.
Oh my goodness.
It up.
You don't need that pass.
They couldn't, could they?
Outrageous pass. The clock's their friend, 4 points up, and they just throw it away.
The Wanderers continued to fire away all night. 4 of 12 now from the three-point line. He's up to 22 to go with 8 rebounds. They're back within 1.
Good defense. What?
No way! What are we witnessing? QJ Peterson has absolutely announced himself to the fans.
This game ain't over.
They just need to finish it off.
This game ain't over.
They almost turned it over. John Brown didn't think it was a foul.
And Illawarra struggle. Probably not the person you want inbounding the basketball, JaVale McGee. Hickey and Brown tangled up. The foul is called on Brown. Hickey goes to the line to shoot 2.
He's only a 65% free throw shooter this season, Davo Hickey.
It's not a, I know he questioned the foul, but it's not a bad foul. Now, he probably thought that there was a chance to actually win that ball back if the foul wasn't called.
Well, also, it was done quickly.
$15 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds for Davo Hickey. The 8 turnovers as well.
Big free throw, Joey.
You'd back him in, wouldn't you? Yes, never definitely. Don't give me that little side-eye look. He's called a cucumber, Will Hickey.
They already burnt their timeout, so...
Well, the first look is get downhill, looking for a kick-out 3 or the layup if it's on.
No one better getting downhill than Sobey, but he decides to fire away for 3. John Brown couldn't bring down his 11th offensive rebound. And that'll do it. In overtime.
Wait, they gave up?
Peterson decides to go with the last shot. But in one of the craziest, most incredible games of NBL we have seen this season, the Hawks, who look down and out off the back of QJ Peterson, get it done in overtime with a 4-point win. We need a breath.
Well, Joey, one of the games of the season goes into overtime, and some tremendous individual performances, but none better than Quentin Peterson, our Foot Locker player of the game, Drewy.
Exceptional performance by him, great courage, and wow, it was a funny old game, wasn't it? Outstanding effort in the second half by both these teams. And as you mentioned, that's one of the more dramatic games we've seen all season, that's for sure.
42 points, only Bryce Cotton's 53. There's more this season. The Hawks get it done at home. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have their 5th loss of the season. And that is an incredible game of basketball. And we all need to take a break, but there's more to come. There's another game straight after this at RAC Arena.
Woo.